Alright, let's go to school. Oh man, compared to those bikes at the MSF course, this thing's a freaking dream. The clutch actually engages smooth, the synchros work, fuel injection's the best. If you guys ever hate your bike, go take the MSF course and then come back. And if you still hate your bike, then get rid of it, because it's going to blow up in 2 weeks. That was an awesome course that I did. You know, like, if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's the Motorcycle Safety Foundation. They run this thing where it's like 20 hours, I think it's 10 inside and then 10 on a bike over a week. And at the end, as long as you pass the skills test, you get your motorcycle license. Well, that's what I did, and that's what I got my motorcycle license. So yeah, a little anticlimactic, but yeah, I got it. It's really not a hard test. Just don't be nervous, you'll be fine. Anyway. Yeah, oh man, the bikes were hilarious. Like, they were all 250s, and I think they had a couple of dual sports. I think they had they had a DR200. They had a lot of Suzukis. Like, I had a 1994 Suzuki, like a GX250 or a GZ250, something like that. It's a cruiser. There's there's pictures of it on Instagram. It was honestly a fun course, though. I had a great instructor. His name was Mark. He helped us all the way through, and he was a very skilled rider. We were doing these things where, like, the first day, especially when you're not used to a bike, you just aren't as good at certain things. He was making it really easy to get used to the bikes. We were doing some slalom. He drives a Harley, so these little 250s for him were like nothing. But yeah, honestly, I would recommend anybody take that course, especially if you're in Pennsylvania, because it's free, and they provide anything you need. You don't have a helmet? They'll give you a helmet. You don't have gloves? They have crappy gloves for you. You can wear their stuff if you have to, but it's totally free if you're in Pennsylvania. And at the end, if you don't have your license, you get a freaking license, assuming you have a permit, of course. Yeah, everybody in my group passed, so that was nice. Doggy. Dos doggies. Dos doggos. Yeah, it was a really good experience. I'd highly recommend it. And I do truly think, although I've been riding already, and like I've been on bikes and stuff my whole life, like little dirt bikes, quads, all that good stuff. And driving, I've been driving for years, like, in cars. I can honestly say I learned a lot from that course. And my dad said the same thing. He's been riding, 25 years. And he learned a bunch of stuff. So if that doesn't speak to it, I don't know what does. The only funny thing I will say is that course, there are certain things in the course where you're timed. So like there's one thing where you have to go through a turn. So you have to brake before the turn, and then you have to, roll on the throttle and accelerate through the turn. They want you going pretty quick. Like, we were doing U-turns maybe 50% wider than this street I'm on, and we had to do it at an average speed of like 18 miles an hour, or else you'd lose points. And I know the bikes could handle it, but it actually took you out of your comfort zone, because it's not a super like safety driven course. It's how to ride a motorcycle. So like they expect you to be able to get out of your comfort zone, go a little quicker. Oh, there's a bunch of metal on the ground. My gosh, though, compared to those little 250s, this thing's so quick, and it actually shifts. Yeah, every bike had a little something special to it, a little something wrong. My bike was that its favorite issue was it didn't go into neutral. And the lady kept telling me, like, there was 2 instructors, but the main instructor was Mark. Peggy was the secondary instructor. She was more there just to help for the one day, for the first day of being on the bikes. She kept going, oh yeah, by the way, I know you've been riding, so I'm not really going to worry about it, but anytime we have to put our bikes in neutral, just hold the clutch in, because you know what you're doing. And at first I was like, oh, well, thank you, I appreciate that. I don't have to, like, fight the bike to get it into neutral. Well, turns out we're on the bikes for hours at a time, so I probably have a pretty incredible hand muscle right now from the amount of clutch pulling I was doing the entire day. About 2 hours later, I realized that the synchros were just jacked up, so if I rev the bike to like 4 or 5 grand, I can usually get it to go into neutral. But still, it was like, there was just so much like this, just holding it all day. And there's a lot of feathering in that course. So yeah, have my motorcycle license. The end was a little anticlimactic, I gotta say, because everybody passed. He kind of just explained, like the next steps towards getting either your license stamped or just holding on to the paper license. So I'm probably gonna get mine stamped once I can. You have to wait a couple of weeks. But yeah, I mean, it was a really good course. Really happy with the outcome. And yeah, life is good. So now I can ride at night, guys. Not that really changed anything for you, but it'll mean I can do some things, I guess. I don't know. I guess it really doesn't do anything for me, but it's still nice to know I can. I don't have to be running home for dusk. Oh, the one thing I meant to tell you guys, during the course, not the test, but when you're like doing the class itself, they don't tell you this, but they're teaching you everything you need for the test. And like, you go like way above and beyond what you need for the test as far as skills. At one point we were doing these sweeping turns where he wanted us to go even faster than we'd need to for the test. And he kept saying to me, well, you seem really comfortable, so go a little lower. So, you know, I kept doing that. And then I start I'm going so fast through these corners, I have to lean so hard. And that was the whole point, is to lean harder than you think. I was scraping my pegs. So after that, like, you know, like the peg would kick up, and like, it kind of like, they're designed so that they can like kind of contract in. So if you're like turning left, the peg will go in so that it can kind of go with the ground and it doesn't like catapult you over and do a high side or a low side. So after I finished, I was like, oh, he's gonna kill me. I got way too low. I'm scraping pegs. I walk over to, or I drive over to him. That's what you're supposed to do. He goes, all right, that was good. I saw you scraping pegs. Do it again on the other side. I was like, okay. So I don't know if that's normal, but they do say like they really want you to like really find the limits of riding a bike. That way, if you ever need to turn hard and lean hard, you can. So it's a really fun course. It actually is kind of fun. The in-class stuff is boring. It goes by kind of quick. It's only 2 days at night, at least the way I did it. So if you do it that way, it's really nice. Highly recommend it. Like, seriously, even if you have your license, guys, I would say do it. You even get breaks on insurance. Like, most insurance companies will give you a pretty decent discount just for having completed this course. A lot of, at least around me, a lot of the dealerships will even give you discounts on bikes and everything else. And like gear and all that, because, you know, they know you're a new rider, so they're going to try and get you to go to the store. So I think just for the insurance break alone, I think it's like 10% for most insurance companies. Even just for that alone, it's worth it. Because insurance is expensive. I'm a 19-year-old guy I do have a clean license, but it's still expensive for me to have a bike. Anything I can do to get that a little cheaper would be awesome. The only thing that actually lets me afford to have a motorcycle is the fact that I don't have a sport bike, because I literally could not afford the insurance on one of those. Like an R6, I looked into it. It was double what I pay for this. Most people didn't even know I didn't have a license. They just assumed, yeah, I just had a permit. Yeah! Ugh, yeah. I'm pretty sure this, that spa, quote unquote, like the massage parlor, I'm pretty sure they just got busted for prostitution. Yay! I feel like that's one of those things where everybody kind of knows it happens, it's just hard to prove it. She looked sad. She looked really sad. Friggin' Jeep behind me looks like a Mad Max truck. Cops like to sit up here, so let's take it easy. Actually, I think there's one up there. We'll see in a sec. Is that a cop or is that just a white vehicle? Oh, I think it's just a white vehicle. Oh, that had to scare the crap out of some people, because people love to fly on this road. It's a Stady.
Here in my garage, just bought this new
Maserati.
Here, knowledge.
Oh, there's the Mad Max truck again. Ooh. He had a backpack too. She's got music on. Good job. That'd be the saddest cop car ever. Everything looks like a cop today. Even that one looks like a cop. And it was a cop. See? Everything's a cop. Everybody's a cop. But if everybody's a cop, doesn't that mean nobody's a cop? Yeah!